Now time for us to look at what the papers are reporting this morning. Let's have a sneak peek through all the front pages of the papers. The Nation newspaper is first. Wike's walk back on peace deal sinks PDP deeper in confusion. This Nigeria as PDP crisis worsens. Wike tackles Makinde, Bala, others. The Abuja Inquirer also follows suit. PDP crisis deepens as Wike declares all-out war. Fingers Makinde, Mba, vows to fight on. Blueprint newspaper also speaks the same language. PDP sinks deeper as Wike pulls out of peace deal. And Daily Trust, coalition, Atiku, Obi meet Northern Group. Leadership newspaper speaks to the economy, especially energy. 2 shutdowns of Port Harcourt refinery in 5 months raise questions. And Nigeria News Direct also speaks similarly. 600 billion naira debt, gas issues hindering full utilization of NDPH, 2,000 megawatt power. That's according to CEO Adigije. Platform Times talks about education. 70.7% of candidates score below 200 as JAMB blames exam malpractice. Talking about the rescheduled UTME, over 21,000 candidates miss receipt exam. And Sport and Life, Awoniyi gets heroes welcome. This is coming after his surgery where he was induced into coma. Guys, let's get let's get down to brass tacks. Etoma, Veronica, and Ria. So let's see what the papers are saying. So the Nation newspaper, as well as this Nigeria, Abuja Inquirer, Blueprint, and Daily Trust, speaks. They speak the same language, in terms of what is happening political-wise. PDP, Wike is saying now, listen, Seyi Makinde, fine. We were together for the G5. We want the PDP to pose itself as viral opposition, even though I'm working directly with the incumbent party. But now I'm going to fight you guys because I need justice. You are backstabbing. You're not doing what we agreed upon.
You see, the PDP issue reminds me of Nezi Okoro's novel, 1 Week, 1 Trouble. Because we keep having one thing coming up almost every week concerning the PDP. Wike's stance now has taken PDP like 1 year back from everything they have achieved so far, the peace deal and all that, and he is walking out. That means it has to start all over again. And if it took them up to 1 year to get the deal in the first place, and this has happened, it might take them 2 years, to settle this. And if you don't have peace in the party, how do you run an election? So the PDP crisis just keeps coming up. It's like onion. You peel one, and then you meet another one. You peel that one again. It is so much.
Add, and then you are crying in the process.
And then you are crying in the process because all that happens. It's unfortunate that a party that held so much promise has degenerated to what it is today. It is really sad.
If you see an interview by Segun Shomi, I guess, the PDP chieftain, who said that he's in the midst of, according to him, dons. That these people are just saying this, they're just saying that they're not intelligent. And he was so marveled when he saw Dave Umahi, when he was reading out his account, his account of stewardship, offhand, without even checking anything. And he was like, how did we lose this person to the incumbent party? And Wike is still standing on the fact that Yendeba, agreement is agreement,
You see, like I often say on this table, when you talk about politics in Nigeria, it's all about selfish interest, major times. And if there was an agreement, why did you decide to renege on that agreement? It is crucial. If you say this is the person we want, that this person should hold this position, why did you decide to change things at the end of the day? That is why you will lose people if you cannot keep an agreement. What keeps homes is that they agreed to stay together. What keeps marriages is because they agreed to work together.
That's right.
And if you say you are a party and you refuse to agree to work together despite the agreement, people will leave you for a place where they know that when we agree, we work on that agreement, you get what you want, I get what I want at the end of the day. And that is why this is happening. Until they tell themselves the truth. If they like, they should have another reconciliation team, whatever. They have a Saraki-led reconciliation team as we speak, different from the agreement they had, the reconciliation team that agreed with, what is his name now? Nyesom Wike. If you like, keep having layers and layers of reconciliation team until you begin to agree and decide to work with that agreement, this will keep happening.
And you know, the thing is that we cannot hide the fact that Wike is a strong person in PDP. And the fact that he's saying this and, you know, almost looking like he's pulling out is very bad for the PDP. And that's my fear. Since the 2003 elections, we've seen how PDP has been shaky. I don't know if you saw what happened in Jigawa as well. It seems like there's always fights. Like it's not, and this is a party that we had so much faith in. So my problem is that it's a big problem that Wike is saying this. You know, and him even accusing that, okay, Sheyi Makinde is, you know, the reason why all of this is happening. But I'm saying that if they continue like this without peace, how are they even thinking about the election? That's my problem. How are they going to do it?
They are thinking about the election, but refusing to look at the deep-rooted issues that is challenging their position for the 2027
But now
election.
they appear so weak now.
You see, Wike will not leave PDP. I don't see him leaving PDP anytime soon. But Wike will do everything to get PDP to hold PDP to whatever agreements they've had. He is that stubborn.
He said he's at the table that he's going to fight for justice.
Yes, we said this. It has to be like this.
Because of our time, I just want to touch on the coalition. If you look at the Daily Trust, Atiku Obi meet Northern Group. We saw the meeting that he had just a few days ago. It was on Sunday or Saturday, thereabout. And then there was a time former SGM Babache Lawal, you know, called someone from Jigawa State to be the spokesperson for as a rep, and then people from Jigawa State, you know, turned everything upside down. Like, no, come on, this person cannot represent us. This is a coalition that is meant to hold, but it looks like the coalition is being coalesced wrongly, one way or the other.
Forming political coalitions in Nigeria is not an easy thing.
Especially with Obi saying that he's determined to run for president.
Yes, I mean, it's his right. It's his right to run for president under any platform. Okay, so he can say that. You know, nobody will hold that against him. But what I was saying earlier is that forming a political coalition is very difficult in Nigeria. It's something that takes a lot of work, a lot of consultations, as they call it, and a lot of giving grounds, gaining grounds, and all that. My worry is that we are too close to election, and the coalition has not gone 2 steps. You know, it's still
1 step.
Yes, it's still at its baby level.
It's interesting because I'm asking myself, how was APC able to achieve their coalition? That it is now difficult for people to have that kind of coalition in this country.
APC started early.
See, they did what they needed to do at the time. Why are these ones finding it difficult to do it? It is because you have not sat down to think of the ideals. What do I need to yield? It's give and take. Politics in Nigeria is give and take. And until you agree on that, it will not happen.
And that's what Wike always says, is that agreement is agreement. It's really sad what is happening to the PDP, but I hope that they learn, because it's too close for them. All of what is happening is too close, actually.
Let's see what miracle is going to come out, you know, of all of this. If you look at leadership newspaper as well as News Direct, they talk about the energy issue. Now, 2 shutdowns of Port Harcourt refinery in 5 months raise questions. Labour CSOs, experts demand audit accountability. Government not sincere, taking Nigerians for granted, as according to NLC, and NAPCL must account for turnaround maintenance money. And then that of the Nigerian News Direct also speaks to 600 billion naira debt, gas issues hindering full utilization of NDPH 2,000 megawatts power. But this Port Harcourt refinery, also known as Port Harcourt Refinery Company or thereabout, they spent like $1.6 billion.
$1.5 billion.
$1.5 billion, you know, for rehabilitation, for revamping, for whatever, turnaround maintenance, anything. Who is supposed to be called to question?
Well, you're asking me as if... What I have to say about that is, if you run an organization that affects every aspect of our livelihood, as a nation, as a citizens of this nation, and you don't engage the people. You know, you don't engage the people, you don't give them details. You are bringing out all those diplomatic statements here and there. NNPC doesn't tell Nigerians what's going on. You know, they don't. You know, the Buhari administration, for example, spent $19 billion US, or approved $19 billion US for the turnaround maintenance of all these refineries. In 2023, NNPC came out and said, look, we have started this work and we are going to deliver this to Nigerians in so and so time. In December 2024, they said they have made a mechanical achievement and all that and all that. And now we are hearing this. You are not telling Nigerians that are the taxpayers whose monies you are using. You are not giving them details. You are not carrying the people along. Right. So we're going to have things like this going on.
Looks like they are giving cynics enough, to talk about.
Yes.
Ibrahim, what could we have done with 11.35 trillion naira in the past over 10 years? What could have we done? What else could we have done? Because that's the amount that we have sunk into revamping these refineries in the past, over a decade now. And if we had used that monies to perhaps build other infrastructure, better the lives of Nigerians, knowing that, okay, we do not have refineries to work with, perhaps Nigerians would have been better for it. As it is, we need to start asking questions, holding people to account. But we keep mouthing these things, National Assembly keep talking about it, yet they do not, go by the horns to get these people, hold them to account. All of those that have worked as the head of, the NNPC for the past 10 years should ask questions. I thought we even used to have audits. What were the reports we got?
Did you just say we used to have audits?
I'm saying I thought. And I'll tell you what. It's sad that we are here now. Just 6 months ago, we said we are blending, we are getting this, we are doing that from these refineries, and here we are talking about, it's just for 30 days, nothing much. But we are spending Nigerians' money, and we do not want to give account. Are we not joking?
And these refineries are supposed to do like 60,000
And I feel like we don't understand the importance of the refinery, first of all, because this refinery is what will help us not always rely on external forces. Now, my problem is, where is the 1.5 billion dollars? That's not small money. So who is being held accountable? And Nigerians will definitely talk. People will want to ask, because it's our money at this point. People want to ask what is really happening. And this is not the first time the refinery is shutting down. Remember in 2024, it was shut down. After they said everything was okay, it's fine, it shut down.
Something came up again. For maintenance.
Like I just feel like it's time for accountability. Somebody needs to be held accountable.
Exactly.
Like I was reading comments on Twitter where people were saying that, okay, so where is all this money? Who should we hold accountable? Like, I think the government at this point needs to tell us who to hold accountable.
Right. Well, we have the new NNPC board, at the echelon of the NNPC. So let's give them some time.
We cannot give a lot of time because this is a very big issue.
I'll give him this advice for free. Please engage Nigerians more. Use the media.
We need to know better.
That's right.
Let
Platform
Nigerians
Times. The rescheduled UTME, 70.7% candidates score below 200 as JAMB blames exam malpractice, and JAMB uncovers AI-driven examination fraud. The hullabaloo was just too loud that everyone had to close their ears as to why did JAMB do this? Why did they want to fail certain region of the country? But now most of these people scored below 200, and if you look at it, even at that time, I think about 78% of 77 or thereabouts normally fall under below 200 or thereabouts, and then it was just 78. Not too much of a far cry. But this time around, it proves to show that, yes, these people really failed. Most of them.
Ibrahim, the people will fail. They will. The whole thing just didn't sit well. You had a glitch which you didn't notice until that scandalous result came out. And then you give them 2 days, and then you put a receipt together, different questions, different everything. These are children that just suffered heartbreak, and how many of those children even missed the receipt?
21,000 of them.
Good. So how do we expect miracles to happen? The
Despite
situation
the miracle centers.
Yes. Look, examination for kids is a big thing. Parents make it that big. The schools make it very big. So the children are tensed up. And then they go do the exams. Because of a glitch, there was mass failure in some parts of Nigeria. And you gave them 2 days to sit for that exam again.
And change the questions. Miracles. Were the questions changed?
So when they said so many had below 200, I wasn't surprised.
Well, regarding the question changing or not, they said there was a strong room, some schools, in setting up strong rooms to, conduct examination malpractice. Yeah, using AI and all of that, but I wanted to say INEC. Veronica, quickly, we have about 2 minutes.
It's sad that it has gotten to this, and JAMB is caught in the middle of all of this. I think that this whole matter could have been better managed and handled if JAMB had really counted the cost and came out to speak that they were going to address the issues that went on before coming out brazenly to say that, oh, it's because of how they handled and ensured that there was no malpractice. But here we are. Like what Etoma rightly said, when you give those children just 2 days, it's bound to happen that a lot of persons would fail. But how do we move on from here? Because now the trust in JAMB has waned. There is a trust deficit, and they have to quickly address it moving forward. AI is here to stay, but how do they now begin to address this whole matter of malpractices and stuff is another matter they need to look at. Their communication with the public now has to change. It has to be strategic, and they have to build that confidence in the minds of parents and students that, no, we are not here to fail you, but we are here to help you out at the end of the day. So communication is key moving forward.
And just to quickly add to that, they are giving these children 2 days. These kids that even when you give them 1 week, it's difficult for them, that you give them 2 days. How do you expect them to pass? So I think that wasn't fair at all. It wasn't a fair thing at all to give them just 2 days to prepare. We see these kids a lot on TikTok, like you're giving them 2 days to prepare to write the exam. And I think that JAMB really needs to do a lot in order for us to trust them again.
Others might disagree. That you're still in the spirit of examination. So
no, but 2 days is Ibrahim.
They were heartbroken, Ibrahim.
2 days. 2 days is
mental state.
Right.
At least a week should have done it even.
Okay, very quickly, last Sport on Live. I want to get heroes welcome, especially striker makes first appearance after surgery. We're happy that our man is back.
He's returned
and then
back.
He's hale and hearty. We were concerned about his health, but thank God he's we just now to see him. We don't want to see him deliver.
He can't deliver yet.
No,
for goodness sake,
calm down. Let's
not rushing him. I'm just saying,
But the good thing is that the doctors have certified him okay. So because he walked to the pitch to see his people, and that he's eating now. So it will take time for him to heal. So he'll be watching his colleagues from the bench. So it's important that they just allow him heal.
Yeah. That's right. But you still come
instead of rushing him. Ibrahim wants to rush him to the pit.
All right, that's about it for the newspapers up for review this morning. Still to come on TVC Breakfast. From promises to progress. When we return after the break, we'll assess the 10th National Assembly's 2-year performance. Stay with us.